Hi, welcome to What Did the Fox Say? My name is Daniel Fox. Every time I hear these two words, Mother Nature, it makes me cringe. Nature is so much bigger than a gender, much like God is so much bigger than a white man with a beard. If people are annoyed at the patriarch visualization of God, then they should also be annoyed at the matriarchization of nature. The idea of reducing God and nature to gender is really stripping away the complexity and richness of those entities. I'm reminded of something that I wrote some years ago, and it was about the place of nature in mythology. And I was writing about how during the reign of the Egyptians, their mythology went from the totally abstract to the human-centric. So at the beginning, they had the gods that were really just abstract. One of them is a circle with two lines looking in both directions. You move 1,000 years forward and their gods now have a human body with an animal head. And you go another 1,000 years forward and now their gods are fully human body and human head. The Greeks arrived and they create this pantheons of gods that are created at the image of mankind. And nature now has been tamed. Nature has been tamed and reduced to a cast of supporting actors. You have Poseidon now, who rules over the realm of the ocean, being carried by seahorses and dolphins. Now, interestingly, both in the Greek mythology and the Roman mythology, there are two gods or a god that remain not fully human body, and it's Faunus, the god of forest for the Roman mythology, and Pan, the god of music and the wilds in the Greek mythology. Now, these gods have horns, beard, and usually have legs of a goat. So it's really this image of half man, half beast. It's the last element of nature in gods, and it's easy to see the correlation between that and the image of the devil. Fast forward to monotheisms, which creates the structure where mankind now sits at the top and rules over the planet Earth, and nature has been now reduced to a basket of resources that we can exploit and manage. Not only now has we risen over the impurities and the savageries of nature, but it's also us who can save it. And the idea today of saving the planet is nothing different than Noah saving all the animals with a giant ark. The power dynamic is still the same. We sit atop nature. Nature is this fragile, sensitive little sheep, and we are the shepherd brought by God to protect it and save it. Which brings me back to the romantic concept of nature or Mother Nature. On one side, you have the image of man, who is either a god ruling on a throne or the devil himself. And on the other end, You have the image of purity, of a woman, associated with fertility and creation. In the 1970s, the ecological movement starts taking shape, and they start using the word Gaia to illustrate the planet as a living entity. The word Gaia comes from Greek mythology. It was the goddess of the earth. Just for fun, go on Google and type the word Gaia and see all the images that are given to you. Nature doesn't need to have a gender, nor God or the devil has to. Nature is a life force that sits above us. It's creation and destruction, it's chaos and it's harmony, it's pretty and it's ugly, it's the yin and the yang. We have this obsession of dividing everything in either being feminine or masculine, black or white, zeros and ones. No wonder why our culture has become so tribal. But in nature, there's no division. Everything just exists. We've reduced everything to a simplicity that is totally unnatural. We've reduced the feminine gender to one of fertility and fragility, the masculine gender to one of ruler and authority, and nature to this pretty image on the wall where everything is in harmony, where prey and predator walk hand in hand, where life is fair and perfect. I'm not saying that there isn't something feminine in nature. There is, as much as there is something masculine, for that matter. Nature is simply bigger than us. And much like God, it can't be reduced to a gender. So that's it this week on the topic of Mother Nature. Until next week, don't forget to stop, breathe, relax, listen. May the wild be with you. If you have any questions, you can use the comment section, or feel free to email me at studio@danielfox.co. Ciao.